You know what we should do, guys? We should watch a little video, okay? And what other video than Blizzard is about to delete half of all classic servers? What about that? Yeah, let's look at this video, guys, by WillE. Blizzard are about to delete half of all classic realms. So I believe it's because a lot of them are, a lot of the servers are dying, okay? Because a lot of people are obviously migrating to the big servers, Firemaw, Gehennas, Mirage, Wasteway, Earthshaker. So like that means that all the smaller servers basically are dead. And nobody's playing on them. So I think the intention and what Blizzard wants to do is they want to like either like merge those servers or like, you know, just straight up delete them. But I guess we'll see. Let's see what WillE says about it though.
Issues that have been growing in Classic which have been yet to be solved, and in many cases I did not expect them to be solved. Shortly after, as things tend to go when I make a video, Blizzard drops a blue post saying they are going to do something which, well, it doesn't exactly look pretty, but I don't see a Classic where this isn't the correct thing to do. And I know the title of the video looks ridiculous, surely not half of all realms are getting deleted, but that's true. It's actually a little bit over half of the realms. Across Western servers, there are currently 84 realms total. After August 9th, 43 of them.
But before we continue, look at the realms though, guys. 10 players, 3 players, 10 players, 8 players. This is basically how many people have been have had a log on Warcraft logs, right? So it's how many people have had a logged raid. So like, I don't even know what they've logged. They've logged a dungeon? I don't know. But these servers are basically all just completely dead. There's nobody playing on them. Because everybody just goes to the big servers, right? Like, myself included. You know?
Will be closed permanently. Let's go over.
Look at that! What? They're all dead.
The news, what's happening, and why this means quite a bit more.
Look at all those spares.
First, I want to do another shout out to Instant Gaming for the continued support on the channel. Don't wait for discounts to appear on Steam or other platforms. Give Instant Gaming a look instead. Find the game you're after, buy a code, apply the code on whichever platform that you need to, download the game, and you are ready to go. It is that easy. Get great games, save money, what's not to like? You can check out the link below to help support the channel. And by entering the giveaway in the description down below, you can win a game of your choice. Thanks again to Instant Gaming for the sponsor. Let's talk WoW. They say to maintain...
Look at really getting some sponsors. Hey, the thing about YouTube sponsors, guys, is that if you don't want to watch them, you can just skip them. And the creator gets supported, alright? Listen, being a YouTuber out there, it's a struggle, okay? So if you can get some sponsors, that's good for you, man. I'm happy for him. That's good. It's business.
Healthy populations for BC Classic realms. We've regularly reviewed the realm populations and offered free character transfers from realms that dropped a low population. Well, that's about all they've done since they began free transfers around the start of Phase 2, way back during Classic. And so rarely has it done anything effective. Blizzard, of course, want the very low population realms to go to the mid population.
Yo, Snacky, thank you for the big raid.
Realms, only for shortly after, inevitably, the mid population realms then also become low population realms because everybody keeps leaving to go to the really big servers. They go on to say, we've made the decision to retire some BC Classic realms and consolidate their remaining players onto other realms that have higher populations. We plan to perform this realm consolidation and retire the following realms with weekly maintenance the week of August 9th. Well, you can't say they aren't giving you plenty of advance warning here. That's a solid gap from where we are at the moment. And I reckon it's such a long time because, well, Blizzard has never done anything like this ever. On retail, there are dozens upon dozens upon dozens of graveyard servers, but sharding tech...
Dude, look at this, though. I mean, more mega servers, Park. I mean, the thing is, man, it's fun playing on a mega server. It's awesome having being able to make groups with everything. There's lots of people playing. You go into Ogre or Stormwind, and there's a billion people, right? Like, that feels like you're a part of, like, a big, expansive world. If you're on a server where there's, like, barely anyone in the major cities, that sucks, right? It's so, because, like, you want to, especially in an MMO, you want to feel like you're playing a game that other people enjoy as well, right? Like, you're putting time and investment into something other people are as well, you know? I love firewall queues. I mean, the queues are pretty bad, and that's the big drawback about, you know, the mega servers. So that's what makes them pretty bad, right? But yeah.
Them feeling more alive through putting players on overcrowded servers there virtually, so they can effectively balance the number of players who are in any zone at any given time. What this different approach shows in Classic is first and foremost that despite it being a late decision to consolidate servers, it's one that indicates Blizzard is committed to doing things differently the second time around. It's a start, but it's a move in a new direction to begin to work on issues that World of Warcraft's format, in how the game is made up, inevitably runs into. You know what these things are now, the servers, faction balance, and so on. Here are the servers that are due to be closed. We'll have EU on the left and NA on the right. There are so many servers here that had a decent population.
So all these servers will get shut down. Fairbanks. I remember Fairbanks. Damn. That is a lot of servers, actually. Jesus.
Up to TBC launching and midway through TBC. I remember from Europe, particularly Shazra, I nearly rolled there on launch. The guild I was with at the time, though, ended up choosing Gehennas instead, which is 100% Horde now, so I would have left anyways. Flamelash has finally died its final death. That was the first real faction exit.
Yeah, Shazra was going to be a big server. That was like a server a lot of people were thinking about going on, I remember. Yeah. Also Fairbanks, I remember being pretty cool.
The server we saw.
Herod? Wait, is Herod? Herod is such a cool name for a server, though. Why did that die? I don't know.
From Phase 2. What a time to play the game that was. Over on NA, Scarab was your version of Flamelash. There was that one Alliance guild that stuck it out and ended up clearing all the content, though, if I remember right. I know people who have played on Thunder Fury and Netherwind, and Incendious has been one hell of a ride. It used to be one of the largest servers in the world during Classic, and now it's getting closed. I bet many of you guys will have your own stories or memories from playing on some of these servers, but in a little while, they will all be gone. The blue post...
It is kind of sad some of these servers were like really balanced back in Classic, and now they're just like completely lopsided, right? Like Fairlina is a Horde-only server, Gehennas is a Horde-only server, Earthshaker turned into an Alliance-only server. There is, you know, it's weird, right? But I guess this is sort of how it goes, especially whenever people, like people nowadays are a lot more like meta. Like people love meta gaming a lot more than they did back in the day, right? Like you want to play the most optimal spec, you want to play the optimal faction, you want to play what other people are playing. Back in the day, it was also prevalent, but it wasn't as much so as it is nowadays, right? Like it's definitely a lot different than it was back in the day. Like back in the day, like there were so many like Night Elf male warriors because they thought it looked cool. Now it's like, well, I can't believe you're not playing an Orc warrior for the 25% stun resistance. You know, it's like people just play the games differently nowadays, and I feel like that leads to a lot more of a, you know, heavily weighed, you know, opinion towards like the things that are most meta, right? On the whole, people don't like world PvP. I think personally, world PvP in Classic WoW is the best thing about the game, but also the worst. It is awesome, but it sucks, right? It is how it goes. Thank you, Lokan, for the 4 months, by the way. 4 months, 2 months up. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's a love-hate relationship, right? It's what makes the game what it is, but also what makes it a game that a lot of people hate, right? Because a lot of people, they like to play Classic WoW just to sit in Stranglethorn Vale as a level 60 max-skewed rogue and one-shot level 30s, right? You know?
Then goes on to say, what
I remember that, Eli. That was fun.
Of the BC Classic realms.
Phase 2 in Classic was the best. World PvP in Azurka's Kazakh, which is magical. Yeah, I really, I have a very fond memories of the early phases of Classic. And it was fun, but yeah. Goddamn. It's weird. I'm getting nostalgic about Classic WoW, man. Like, what the hell?
Will be retired and will no longer be accessible after August 9th. All player characters remaining on these realms will be automatically moved to new...
Classic, I agree, Eli. Classic is, it's such a good game up until AQ comes out, and then it just, you know...
new destination realms. We will post a full list of retiring realms and their destinations soon. Player characters that are automatically moved during the realm consolidation on August 9th may be unavailable for up to 2 weeks thereafter. So I went and checked a number of these realms. I would imagine this will apply to all of them, but they're already on the free transfer list and you can pick a destination realm in advance now if you want to. So I'd assume when they do it automatically, it'll be one of these.
That's cool.
They aren't going to transfer you to Firemaw or Benediction for free. I can tell you that much right now. The whole character being unavailable for 2 week thing feels like it's different doing scaling stuff on live compared to a test environment. Who knows what could go wrong? There will also of course be a chance you lose your name if you are forced transferred. It is what it is. Your name will be some random combination of numbers and letters, and you'll have to pick a new one before you can log in, because they are...
Why did I pick the name Guzler, man? I could have made so many different names. I could have chosen so much different stuff, and I went with Guzler, man. It's such a stupid thing, right? But it makes me not want to play my warrior, man. I love my warrior, but it's named Guzler.
Yeah.
Raka.
Yeah.
Raka, thank you.
Hey, Guzler.
Thank you for the 30 months. Hey, Guzler. Hey, man. It's such a bad name, man.
They aren't connecting servers, so don't expect to be given a choice of having your name plus your server, because, well, your server won't exist anymore if you've been forced transferred. Overall, a good thing, something that needed to happen, and honestly, it's not actively going to affect all that many people. At the same...
It's also kind of depressing just seeing like 40 servers as being dead, right? I mean, that's kind of like sad.
There is a reason this needed to happen, which isn't about to go away anytime soon if World of Warcraft's server format stays the same. And that's the bit where, well, I don't know what they can possibly do about it. Are we just going to end up with about 2 to 4 relevant servers per region eventually? It's the way it's going at the moment.
Yeah,
but wait, there's more. And this news will impact everybody, again, in a good way, I think. They say, in the coming weeks, we plan to remove the restriction on transfers from normal to PvP realms in BC Classic. We will remove the rule on PvP realms that prevents players from having characters in both factions on the same PvP realm in BC Classic.
What?
This will happen much sooner than August, in the coming weeks, they say. This means you can transfer, paid or free, from PvE servers to PvP servers, and you'll be able to create both faction characters on the same PvP server.
That is something they've never done before. Like, that was the one trap about like PvE servers. Like when you were there, you were kind of stuck on PvE servers, right? So like now you can transfer to whatever one you want. I mean, I guess at this point every server in TBC is a PvE server, right? Because like they're just like Horde only or Alliance only. Like there is no real PvP servers anymore at this point, right? It's just how it goes.
Which makes the decision to not allow paid faction transfers even...
Yeah, well, PvP doesn't exist anymore. Like, with flying mounts being a thing, it just... Well, PvP is just not the same. It really isn't. It's just different, man. Like, that's the reason why Classic, I think, has such a big, like, community around it, is because the whole no flying mount, right? Because, like, it just makes the game feel so much more expansive and big, right? It really does.
Stranger, if I'm honest. The reason Blizzard had these rules in place originally was leveling on a PvP server was seen as a greater challenge with PvP thrown into the mix. Blizzard didn't want people leveling on PvE, transferring to PvP, and then going to gank lobbies. But hey, with the number of somewhat balanced PvP servers that exist now, not too much of a concern anymore. And B, having both factions on the same server would easily allow cross-faction collusion, which again, old Blizzard didn't like. These days we have Discord, and it feels like every other person has 2 accounts for some reason, so I guess that's not much of an issue anymore either. These to me feel like some real dinosaur arbitrary rules, and I think the game is overall better without them. In fact,
it's just different. It's a different like player base now, and we have so much more technology and stuff like that, right? Flying is the first step towards downfall of WoW ammo. I'm a little bit torn on the flying mount debate, right? Because I feel like flying mounts are pretty freaking cool, and they have like great usage in some regards, but they're also... I also like that, like, I don't know, I hate it, but I love it, right? I hate that they're like it's limiting the world, and it's making the world a lot smaller, but it's also kind of cool, right? I mean, no, I'm not a Stranglethorn ganker. I've never really spent a lot of time doing that, right? But I like when you go into retail and you fly around, right? And you fly around in Azeroth, you can see like the world is so big, but it feels so small, right? It's how it is. Didn't say you hate it. Kind of, a little bit implied it, right? But yeah.
I'm not entirely sure which way.
Wetlands Harbor? Well, I didn't gank low levels. I ganked high levels for ranking, right?
going to go with this. I know loads of people who don't like PvP servers, but they never wanted to transfer to PvE because then they are stuck on only PvE realms, which limits your character super hard. But by now there are plenty of PvP servers that might as well be PvE. On the other hand, the PvE servers have always been smaller overall. Now you can go and join a mega server. A PvE server's just gonna disappear within the next year. If I look at my server, Pirewood Village, where I'm on the Alliance side, there's a pretty good...
He plays on that server?
Alliance population, and I'd say it's always...
Look how much bigger Firemo is, man. This is a big server, right? Like 6.4k Alliance and 2k Horde. Firemo has 20k Alliance and 14k Horde. Gehenna's 21,000 Horde. Like, these servers are just so big. Benediction has 30,000 Alliance. What the hell?
Pretty steady. But the Horde, though...
You think Firemo will come an Alliance-only server soon? I think people are slowly moving to Gehennas from Firemo. And then eventually, yeah, I agree. I think it's probably going to look a little bit like this. Like, Fairlina and Gehennas is going to be the same. And Firemo will turn into Benediction, right? Like, all of these players will leave to this server, right? Probably, yeah.
Where they're about 20 to 25% of the player base, surely that group of players is going to end
up...
Yeah,
and like, these numbers, exactly, yeah. It's a very, very important thing to say. This is just raiders. This is like logs. It's not like all the players on the server. This is just people logging every week.
5% of being a part of logs. Surely that group of players is going to end up on Gehenna sooner rather than later. Maybe the PvE long-term players are just used to how things are now. Anyways, you will soon be able to transfer wherever you want and have both factions on the same PvP server. Good for players? I'd say so, yes. Good for Blizzard's wallet? You better believe it. These changes also happened around Wrath of the Lich King on the retail timeline as well, so it's not unreasonable to see this happening now for Classic. So then, August 9th, your character is going to be force moved if it's on one of those servers, a 2-week potential you cannot play your character period. Of course, this kind of big maintenance makes sense to do before something major like, say, I don't know, an expansion or even a pre-patch. Imagine
I think it's a good idea though with the, like, deleting the small servers and getting people's transfers,
back
right?
for a pre-patch, and you literally cannot play your character. With this news in mind, a pre-patch late August or early September is looking more and more likely. And if that pre-patch is a month long, a late September, early October launch for Wrath of the Lich King Classic does not seem unreasonable at all. And I keep hearing from other people saying they reckon the beta isn't too far off either. In fact, looking way back, I got an invite to the TBC beta on March 24th, and that ended up launching June 1st. I don't think the turnaround period is going to be nearly that fast this time around, but things are gradually moving on. We may even see some Sunwell nerfs within the space of the next few weeks as well, because its clear rate is still on the limit.
Sunwell nerfs. They're going to nerf Uru. Dude, they're going to be so easy then. Maybe I can actually make a puck then.
Compared to other raids. That's all the news though, a very interesting blue post to cover, and one I did not expect to be getting anytime soon. Let me know your thoughts on it all, whether you're going to be affected by this or whether you're going to change your server in light of the news. As always, thank you guys so much for watching and listening in, and I shall see you in the next one very soon.
Good video! I think it's an interesting interesting topic for sure to talk about, the whole server and balance issues and everything like that in TBC and stuff, right? I'll link the video in the chat, guys, as per usual. Go support WillE. Give it a little like, sub to him. He makes some really nice videos for Classic and yeah, for everything like that. It's really badass, man. He makes some good stuff for sure. Some very informational videos.